How's my hair doing? Okay. Hey guys, it's Julia, and today I'm coming to you with a book haul. A book haul. It's a book haul. What? This is my spring, but really just May and June, also / birthday book haul, and I got a good amount of books here, so let's just get right into it, shall we? To start with the books that I bought myself these past 2 months. Unfortunately, that is the majority of these books, and there are a lot of them, so let's just start. The first book that I have here is Our Dark Duet by Victoria Schwab, and this is the sequel to The Savage Song, and I just bought this like 2 days ago, and I'm so excited. I am currently rereading The Savage Song in preparation for this one. Look how beautiful this cover is. I love how the two covers go together. Ooh, I like the spine. Shiny. So if you don't know, This Savage Song, the first book in this duology, this is the last one, and I'm so nervous to see how it ends. But in the world that these books are set in, violence breeds actual monsters. So we follow these two main characters, Kate Harker, who is a human who wants to be monstrous, and August Flynn, who is a monster who wants to be human. And it's this really, really cool story about humanity and what it means to be human and all that stuff, and it's just so good, and I love it, and I cannot wait to see what happens to my little darlings. Mostly August. I mean, I love Kate too, but like August, I feel the need to protect. I've heard great things about this book so far, so hopefully I'll be getting to it soon. The next book that I have here is Challenger Deep by Neal Shusterman, and this book was recommended to me by my roommate who read it this year and loved it. It totally left her messed up. It's a bit of a mindfuck, I think. I'm a little worried that this book is going to destroy me. So this is a book about mental illness, and from what I have seen online, it is not own voices, but it is drawn from the experiences of Neal Shusterman's son, and there are illustrations throughout the book that were actually drawn by his son Brendan while he was struggling with mental illness. And I feel like I'm probably not doing the synopsis of this book justice by putting it into my own words, so I'm just gonna read what is on the back of here because it is insane. Caden Bosch is on a ship that's headed for the deepest point on Earth, Challenger Deep, the southern point of the Marianas Trench. Caden Bosch is a brilliant high school student whose friends are starting to notice his odd behavior. Caden Bosch is designated the ship's artist-in-residence to document the journey with images. Caden Bosch pretends to join the school track team, but spends his days walking for miles, absorbed by the thoughts in his head. Caden Bosch is split between his allegiance to the captain and the allure of mutiny. I am so psyched to read this book. The next book that I have here is a classic, and I really don't think I need to explain it at all. It is The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. This is the 50th anniversary edition, and apparently it contains never-before-seen photos, letters, and more. This version of this book is so beautiful. Like, the cover is great, the back, stay gold, love it, but the inside also is just like, look at that. It's just all these beautiful quotes from this book. Like, I love it. I don't think I've seen the cover naked yet. Oh, it's like got, I don't know if you can see this embossed here, but it's got like the silhouette of the guys. And it's got a very pretty spine. Besides this book just being gorgeous, I'm sure you guys have heard of The Outsiders. I read it in middle school at some point. I feel like I read it in like 6th grade, but I feel like that's too young to read this. I don't know, but it is a great book. I loved it, and I got it because I didn't have my own copy of it because I read the school copy. So I was in the bookstore and I saw this and I was like, you know what? I don't have a copy of The Outsiders. I'm gonna get one, and here we are. Then I have Salt to Sea by Ruta Sepetys, I think is how you say her last name, but I may totally be messing that up, and I'm so sorry if I am. This book is a historical fiction novel. I think this book came out last year, and I remember there was a ton of hype around it, and I never got to it, and I really, really was interested in it, so I am so happy to now have it in my hands. And this is a historical fiction novel that takes place towards the end of World War II, and it follows these 4 teenagers who are from 4 different countries. The stories converge as they try to book passage on a ship. I love history and learning more about it, and this book has gotten such great reviews. I also picked up new release The Sandcastle Empire by Kayla Olson. And guys, the movie rights for this movie were picked up by Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm guessing that because Leo is involved, there is a theme of environmentalism in this book, which I'm super excited for because That is important. But the premise of this book is that we follow a character named Eden who lives in a world that has been torn apart by revolution. And this group called the Wolf Pack controls the planet and all of its resources. Eden has lost everything and just wants to escape to the Sanctuary, which is apparently this last neutral place on Earth. But when she gets there, things are not as she expected, and the Sanctuary may be in fact more dangerous than the world Eden has left behind. I think that sounds really interesting. Obviously, Leo thought it sounded really interesting. I'm really excited to read this book. Let us see what it looks like. Inside, ooh, it's all white. Oh, it's very pristine. It's got a very cool spine. I like it, I like it. The next two books that I have here are Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo and Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. These are the second and third books in the Shadow and Bone trilogy. I think it used to be called the Grisha trilogy, but now I think that the Grishaverse is bigger, so it's the Shadow and Bone trilogy. I just read Shadow and Bone and I really enjoyed it, and I cannot wait to read these next two books in the series. For those of you who don't know what this series is about, it is about a girl. Her name is Alina. She exists in this world that is ravaged by wars, and there is this dark scar on the land called the Shadowfold. And in this world there are these people called the Grisha who have magical abilities. They call it the small signs. Grisha are usually taken from a very young age and trained. They're led by this man called the Darkling. And Alina is a cartographer in the army, which is pretty cool. And she is crossing the Shadowfold. And her convoy is attacked, and she discovers this dormant power that has been hiding inside of her. And she is whisked away into the world of the Grisha. And it was a really fun read, and I'm excited to see where Alina's story goes. Next, I have one that I'm sure most of you have probably read, and if not, you are familiar with. That is City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. Dear God, this is a big book. I have not finished the Mortal Instruments series yet. I am on City of Glass. Here are my books. Why is the blurb on this prepare to be hooked? Presumably, if you have reached book 6 in the series, you have already been hooked. Anyway, even though I am not anywhere near getting to this book yet, because I have so many other books in the series to read, I just wanted it because I know that they've done a cover change fairly recently, and I think that this is still the hardcover. I think City of Bones is the only one that has the new hardcover, but I just wanted to get it, you know, while I still could get the old one that would match all my other books. And also, I've just got this big hole up here where City of Heavenly Fire needs to go, and it just has been bothering me, and look how it fits perfectly. I am in awe by how beautifully it fits. It's really like, it's something else. And then on one of my many trips to Barnes & Noble, I came across the bargain price table, and I was looking around for anything that piqued my interest because, you know, these books were significantly reduced in price, and I got The Empty Throne by Bernard Cornwell. And this book sounds super interesting. When I read the synopsis in the store, I was like, oh, this is so cool. It seems to feature like this female warrior and have a really cool premise. It's blurbed by George R.R. Martin, and it says Bernard Cornwell does the best battle scenes of any writer I've ever read, past or present, which is like pretty big compliment from Gurm. So I picked this up, and then I was looking, and this is actually the 6th book in the series. It's the 6th book in the Saxon series, which is the series that inspired the BBC show, or BBC America show. I assume that if a show is a BBC America show, it's a BBC show, right? But inspired the show The Lost Kingdom. And so I was actually really interested in watching that show. I still am. I would like to do that. Definitely interested in going and getting the first book in the series and reading it through. I think that I would enjoy it, and they seem to be pretty small. And I love me some good history. And next I have Le Morte d'Arthur by Sir Thomas Malory. How did I just say that? Le Morte d'Arthur. I am so American. I am so sorry. Yeah, this is the story of King Arthur. And this is like, I believe for most people, like this is like the classic King Arthur story been put down into one like collection. So I am really excited to read this. I'm very interested in this legend. And in the same vein as my previous book, I also got The Once and Future King by T.H. White, which is a classic retelling of King Arthur. And this is also like a King Arthur standard. Like, if you want to read the story of King Arthur, you read The Once and Future King by T.H. White. And the next 3 books are all gifts that I got for my birthday, and the first 2 are from my sister, so obviously thank you to my sister, even though she doesn't watch these because I don't tell people about my channel. Anyway, the first one that she got me is the Hillbilly Elegy by J.D. Vance, and this has a sticker on it. Oh no. Oh no. Come on. There we go. There we go. And this book is a memoir of a family and culture in crisis, as it says right there. And this book was written by a former Marine and Yale Law School graduate. It is a story about growing up in a poor Appalachian town, and it takes a broader look at America's white working class and the struggles that they face. It's kind of described as like part memoir, part historical, and social analysis. So I think that this is definitely going to be a very important read and a very relevant read, and I am excited to read it. The other book that my sister got me is The God of Small Things. So this is by Arundhati Roy, and I definitely mispronounced that. I'm so sorry for that. This is the story of a rich Indian family changed forever by one fateful day in 1969. And beyond that, there's not a lot of information about it, but I'm very interested in reading it, and it has got a ton of praise. The final gift that I have to show you guys is Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe, the audiobook. And my friend and roommate of this past year got this for me for my birthday, so thank you so much, Allie. And I'm sure you guys are familiar with this book. I may mispronounce his name, I'm sorry. By Benjamin Alir Sayans, I believe is how it's said. But this book has so much praise. I mean, look, it's got three medals on it. I do own the paperback already, but I have not read it. This is the story of two boys who meet each other and form this really unique friendship, and they are able to discover more about themselves and about each other, and it sounds like such a beautiful story. My friend really loved it, and just anyone I think that I've ever heard that has read this book has loved it. And I really wanted to listen to the audiobook because it's narrated by Lin-Manuel Miranda, so that's awesome. And now I have the audiobook, and I am so excited about that. So the next books that I have to show you guys are ARCs that I'm really excited for, and I am lucky enough to have a friend who has access to ARCs and is able to pass them along to me, and I am so thankful and excited that I have this opportunity to get these books, and I'm very excited about all of these books. They sound so awesome, and yeah, so let me show you what they are. So the first ARC that I have is Empress of the East by Leslie Pierce, How a European Slave Girl Became Queen of the Ottoman Empire, which sounds freaking awesome. So I feel like the first line of the synopsis on this book just really sums it up, and I am just going to read that for you guys. The extraordinary story of the Russian slave girl Roxolana, who rose from concubine to become the only queen of the Ottoman Empire. Guys, I love me some historical badass ladies, and this certainly sounds like one of them. So I'm super excited about this book, and it comes out September 12th of 2017 this year, and it is published by Basic Books. The next ARC that I have is The Dreadful Tale of Prosper Redding, a Fiendish Arrangement by Alexandra Bracken, and I am so excited to have this one. And this is a story about this boy, his name is Prosper Redding, and he discovers that he has a demon living inside of him as punishment for the actions of his great on and on grandfather, who made and then broke a contract with this demon. It is a middle grade, and it sounds really fun, and yeah, I'm really psyched to have it. And it comes out on September 5th of this year, 2017, and it is published by Disney Hyperion. Another book that I've heard so many good things about and that has been getting a lot of hype is The Bells by Danielle Clayton. First of all, it's stunning. Look at that. So this book takes place in the bleak and colorless world of Orleans, where the bells control beauty, which is the most coveted commodity. And Camilla Bugard, who is our lead character, is a belle, but she wants to be more than that. She wants to be the belle, alright? The favorite, the one chosen by the queen to serve the royal family and the royal court. Upon arriving at court, she discovers that behind the opulence and grandeur of the palace, there are some dark secrets that put the future of everything at risk. This book comes out on February 20th of 2018, and it is published by Disney Hyperion. I also have Invictus by Brian Grodin, and this is a time travel book, and I love me some time travel. This story follows Farway Gallius McCarthy, who is the son of a recorder from the year 2354 and a Roman gladiator from 95 AD. So, you know, bit of an age difference between his parents. And Far has just failed his time travel exams, and in response to that, he has taken command of a ship that is part of a black market scheme to steal valuables from history. But during a heist on the sinking Titanic, Far meets a mysterious girl who seems to always be one step ahead of him, and things get a bit more complicated. Even more complicated than, you know, your mom being from 2354 and your dad being from 95 AD. Okay. This book comes out on September 26th. It's published by Little Brown Books for young readers. Hey guys, it's Julia from the future, and obviously, of course, I'm stupid and forgot to tell you guys about a book, and it's a really exciting one, and I don't know how I forgot. Blech. And that book is Wonder Woman Warbringer by Leigh Bardugo. I forgot that I had the arc for this because I had already put it away, and that is just a lesson that, oh my god, my hair. You don't shelve books before you haul them because then you forget about them. So DC is putting out this line of YA books about these female superheroes, and this is super exciting and so cool, and Wonder Woman, I believe, is the first one coming out. It comes out in August. Oh, it comes out really soon. August 29th, 2017, and it's published by Random House, and so I'm not entirely sure where these fit into the continuity of like the DC EU. Is that what it's called? DC Extended Universe, yeah. I'm not sure if they do, or like if they are related, or if they're just kind of supposed to be like supplemental. I don't know. So I'm not sure if this like takes place before or after the movie, but it sounds really cool, and essentially Diana saves this mortal, and that is breaking the Amazon law. This mortal is Aaliyah Corrales, who ends up being a Warbringer, which is a direct descendant of the infamous Helen of Troy, and she is fated to bring about an age of bloodshed and misery. I'm just gonna read a part of this on the back because I'm doing a horrible job of explaining it. It says, together Diana and Aaliyah will face an army of enemies, mortal and divine, determined to either destroy or possess the Warbringer. If they are to have any hope of saving both their worlds, they will have to stand side by side against the tide of war. So I'm super, super excited to read this. It sounds so good, and especially after seeing the movie. Like, at first when I heard about it, I was like, oh, that's cool, but I'm not sure how into it I'm gonna, because I'm really a Marvel girl, but I am super excited about all of this Wonder Woman stuff going on. She seems so cool, and I love the mythology also behind it, behind her story, and yeah, so I'm super excited for this book. Okay, now back to, you know, past Julia, who looked nicer, hopefully. Alright guys, we made it to the last book of the haul, and that is They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. So this book takes place in this world where on the day that you are going to die, you get a phone call that is essentially just telling you to get all your affairs in order because you got 24 hours to live. Our two leads, Mateo and Rufus, both received this call a little after midnight on September 5th, and though initially they are total strangers, they do not know each other, there is this app that is called Last Friend, and it is for people on their end day to connect with other people who it is also their last day and kind of form friendships and support one another. And so Mateo and Rufus meet through this app and have one last grand adventure. I have not read an Adam Silvera book yet, but I am terrified to. I know that they make you laugh and cry and just feel the feelings, and I am not good at feeling feelings, but I am definitely going to be reading this book, and I am so excited for it. It's gonna be a journey. And this book comes out on, wait for it, September 5th, because that's the end day for Mateo and Rufus. I think that's so cool. And it is published by Harper Teen. We made it. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Ah. Alright guys, that's it for this haul. I can't believe I'm holding all of these books. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more from me, please hit subscribe. Oh my god, I'm out of breath just from holding these. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Let me know if you have read any of these books and what you thought, or if you just have any thoughts on these, and let me know what you have bought recently and what you're planning on reading. Oh my god. This isn't even that heavy. Why am I out of breath? Thank you so much again for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye. I don't know how to put this down. Okay. Here it goes. Squat. Oh my god, success. Minimum falling. Kaden Bosch. My Benny. I don't know if you've read any of the